Super Bowl run, Nation. What's going on, everybody? It is Bell and the Birdmen. Welcome to the YouTube, to the podcast, and I hope you're subscribing and giving us a thumbs up on there, too, and giving us the 5 stars wherever you're listening to your podcast. Ben, thank you, buddy. I am holding my Hertz Donut Cup proudly. I have not set this thing down since our arrival back in D.C. on, God, it feels like forever ago, but it was Sunday.
Yeah.
Just a few nights ago. So thank you for keeping me awake tonight, Ben. We got some exciting things to give away, to tell you about. A new partner that's jumping on board, which we're very excited to tell you about as well. Vince Quinn, wearing our beautiful hoodies. How are you, sir? Which you can now get for 20% off because the Eagles won. Thank you to Drew over at PhillySportsShirts.com. What's up, buddy?
Yeah. So, John, before I crack it, I got it's inside. The Liquid Death is buried today. We have some boxes, and you'll be hearing a lot about.
Oh,
these
yes.
folks, but we have some awesome sauce gift boxes that we were giving away on the Washington trip. We have a little extra supply, so I'm gonna dig in here a little bit. I gotta work for it. I got some awesome sauce in here.
Yes.
Some what is it? Righteous Felon jerky, hers chips. So we got a lot of stuff in there, and
That's the most important crack in the world, because one nugget from postgame, because we raced through, and God bless you, Taylor, for trying to edit that thing. There was a couple of horns blaring for like 5 minutes straight. It was great.
The Jetro is a party scene. We were like, I mean, really, it was raging when we got there on Sunday, 5 in the morning. Rager. The following, we get back that night. It's like
we broke up the Saturday night all-nighter.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
At 5 in the morning, we broke it up. It was wild. So yeah, people, stuff goes down in the Jetro lot.
There's some suspicious activity.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I'll just say that.
I didn't even know it was a thing, but there's a thing. So go out and have a party. Man, the hype around this team is not even hype anymore. It's just real. Like, you've got Michael Irvin flipping out on Rich Eisen's couch. You've got like everyone confirming their dark horse wonders and what we were leading up until the offseason. Like, hey, we think they got a really good chance to win the Super Bowl. It's almost confirmed in the first 3 weeks. There are people that are trying to look for reasons why this isn't real, and we're just sitting here going like, no, man, this train left a long time ago, and if you're still trying to catch up, good luck. Like, this is a Super Bowl team, and you got to start getting ready to think about making trades, doing all this stuff. But more importantly, as I'm sitting here like ready to enjoy the embarrassing Cowboys, Giants, whatever you want to call it, because it wasn't football, there's an article from your boy Jeff McClain that just goes floating into the ether. And thank God for Matt Mullen, who has taken over his post over at the Philly Inquirer, to make sure to point out the following words in some form or fashion, which are: the Eagles are preparing a plan to extend Jalen Hurts as early and as fast as possible, which would be this offseason. So they're already thinking about it. They are already thinking about it from your boy, Jeff McClain. I'd love to know how that makes you feel, Vince Quinn, that they're going to pay Jalen Hurts quite a significant amount of money very soon.
There's nothing to think about. There's nothing to think about. I've been resistant to all of this. You like, because for all of the arguments that we've had about Jalen Hurts, and I'm sure we will still argue today, but if you're having to ask yourself the question, is Jalen Hurts a starting quarterback in the NFL, you're not paying attention. He's a starter. It's just with everything that's going on right now, he's a star right now. He's the it guy of the biggest fan base, rowdiest fan base in football. Yes, he's a big deal. So you got to pay the guy. It's 3 straight games where he's looked phenomenal. The offense that they've built, now you're seeing all the progress there. And that's why when you're talking about this team, and is it real? Yeah, it's fucking real, folks. It's all happening. Everything's happening that we ever thought could possibly happen. Are you kidding me?
In 3 short weeks.
They're healthy as shit. Everybody's healthy. Miles Sanders is hitting the hole. Devontae's amazing. AJ's amazing. Jalen Hurts is making better passes. He's reading everything better. The coaching is better. The defensive line is figuring it out in 3 weeks. We went from, can these guys even tackle? Are they any good, to the tackling's great. They had 9 fucking sacks the other day. What else can you ask for? This is what happens when a complete team comes together. When it's the roster, it's the coaching, the whole. This is what it is. Jalen Hurts is fucking great right now. Like, that they are getting. There's no doubt in my mind in this moment they're getting the absolute most out of Jalen Hurts for wherever he is in his talent and development and whatever it is. I don't look at anything he's doing and go, they're leaving something on the table. They're getting the most out of him. You got to fucking pay the guy. There's nothing else to do. You have to pay the guy. He is the starter for this team. It just is. It is.
What if I told you Jalen literally said they left some on the table?
He loves saying that shit. Isn't he adorable? I mean, I love him. He's fucking adorable. But that's what he'll do.
He said it.
He says that all the time. But what does he mean by elaborate? Jalen, please tell me. Well, the second
Scoring points in the second half. That's what I mean.
There we go again.
And we can talk about that. But
we will.
Because I mean, these are all the things, and this is why it's so fascinating to me. Because what did I do last year? All I did was bitch about how the offense was not well built for the guy.
Last year, that was 6 months ago.
It's been, and a lot's changed. Has it? How many slants?
A lot has changed.
How many slants did he throw last year?
So many. Oh no, none.
None.
Hardly, sorry.
None. Like, they didn't do that. Look at this offense now. It's so different. It works for his skill set. He's good at it. It's easy. Like,
do you know why it's easy? Because A.J. Brown is here. Because we're all asking, where was this in the offense last year? No one could do it, including probably mostly your quarterback. And didn't have a reliable guy to be like, you can make a mistake if you throw a slant to me.
No, Devontae was here. Devontae was here. He could have been.
God.
Jalen Reagor was here.
By the way, when's the last? This might be a really stupid question. Am I looking at an asshole? When's the last time you saw Devontae Smith run a slant in the first 3 weeks of the season?
Yeah, he's doing it. He's doing it. You know, a good
amount.
deal.
All
Yeah.
right, maybe I just haven't paid attention.
No,
seems like that's more of AJ's thing and not Devontae's
No,
thing.
they both can do it, and you're getting the
They
yards
both
after
can,
the catch
yeah.
that goes with it. So like, but that's the thing, right? If you're going to talk about getting the most out of Jalen Hurts and is he a franchise quarterback and all that stuff, like, all right, how many teams could Jalen Hurts play on and be this good?
All of them.
I don't know. I think he'd be at least decent.
With the coaching staff and the development and all that included.
How many offenses can you play? Like, those are bigger, nuanced questions. But for what this team is and the coaching staff, this is a new coaching staff. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. You don't think?
Yeah.
So, like, if this is what it is, Sirianni loves the guy. The whole team's built around him. All the personalities. The offense looks right now. They made those tweaks in the offseason, and he's really fucking good. You know, it's just, it's obvious now. There's, like, for all the arguments that we've done, there's nothing left to say about is Jalen Hurts a starting quarterback in the NFL. It is abundantly obvious.
Yeah, and you know what's hilarious? Speaking about 6 months ago, this is where I'm really on Vince Quinn's side. No, he's on my side. What am I saying? I'm not giving you the credit here. Vince is finally on my side.
It's like some Tom and Jerry shit. Yes, welcome over to my
Wait a
side.
minute, what
John.
happened here?
Welcome over.
First I was eating spinach. Now I'm
I'm making like 1920s cartoon references all the time.
Here's what I want to point out. Both case scenarios in which you and I were talking before this offseason are well on track. 15-2 MVP Super Bowl, 12-5 MVP conversation, NFC Championship game, maybe get lucky and, beat the Bills, the Dolphins, whatever. It's just like, it's absurd to me that you, I'm not pointing at Vince Quinn or Taylor Cordatis right now. I'm talking to you because you told me that Josh Allen is an anomaly, that Josh Allen would never happen here again, that there is just like the Bills got lucky and you'll never see that again. And this guy is in the MVP conversation in 3 fucking weeks. Are you kidding me? Give me some goddamn respect right now. That's ridiculous. That every single Eagles fan that looked at what happened last year and took that stupid Bucs game, looked at where the Bills were, where everyone else was, and where the Eagles were not, and couldn't see 2 feet in fucking front of them. That's my problem, is that we want to throw all of this away and now pretend like this is just an anomaly and it's happening overnight, and it's been happening for the last 3 fucking years. Where's the big boost? Why can't we have one of those guys? It's happening in front of you, and you still can't see it. You're coming up with the second half points bullshit because that's the only thing that you have left, because it's the only criticism you can grab onto. And if you have a problem with that, it's not the quarterback, it's the fucking coach. Yell at him. He's carrying this 3rd down, 4th down, EPA, all the other stuff, and blah, blah, blah. And the coaching staff has helped him develop since 2020, and everyone laughed at that. Everyone. I'm pissed. Like, this is bullshit if you can't see this in front of you. And on top of that, Vince Quinn, not only are they going to pay him, like, they're going to get a deal. The Eagles are going to get a deal on this because of the very fact of everybody else that told them that this was not going to happen. they're going to use this as leverage against Jalen and everybody else because they're going to say they developed him. And what did I tell you months and months ago? What does Howie Roseman really want to do? What does he want to do? He wants to be the guy that takes Carson and shoves his nose in it in Washington, says, look at it, look. And then take the guy that he found that he's going to develop, that he's going to get the right coaches around, the right playmakers around, go get him to go win a Super Bowl, and this man's only going to get paid $38.5 million for the rest of time because him and A.J. Brown want to stay together forever, and they can now. It's one thing I could never understand of why A.J. took, to be honest, a shortcut deal. Considering the market, the pressure, the leverage, he could have gone anywhere. The Titans had nothing, and he chose here. You don't do that as a wide receiver. You don't. You don't do that as Deebo Samuel. You don't do that as OBJ. You just don't do that. You don't. No agent would recommend that. I'll take this 9 steps ahead.
Sure.
They're trying to build a dynasty. So they're like, the NFC East is so in trouble. They've got millions of dollars. Every draft pick in America. The Saints suck. They're right now in a top 10 pick to hand over to the Eagles.
Howie Hinkie.
The Count of Monte Cristo, motherfuckers. It's time to pay. It's time to pay. There's no way on earth you're going to get above market value for Jalen Hurts in this situation, which is why you made the play in 2020 to begin with. It's invaluable. You know what we were saying back then, Vince Quinn? Jalen Hurts will never equate his value from that second-round pick. They'll never be able to flip that. What is Jalen Hurts' value today? Name it.
Picks? Dollars? What do you want?
All of it. What would it cost for a team to pry Jalen Hurts away from the Philadelphia Eagles today?
Christ. At least today, 3 ones. At least.
And you know what they'd say?
At least.
Fuck you. That's what Howie Roseman would say. They'd hang up the phone. True or false?
Yeah, they wouldn't do that. There's no way.
What else is there to argue about? They've been setting this up for 3 years, and you've been asleep. This is not an overnight success, and look at what Howie Roseman did. They saw the problem, they knew Carson was, and they started finding a way out immediately. Immediately, and probably way earlier than we thought in 18 and 19, somewhere between there. They knew they were fucked, and there was no way out. They were going to write it into the ground because, there's nowhere else to go.
Well, which is why they got ahead of the contract.
Exactly.
As well. That's why they extended him early, because they're like, all right, this shit looks shaky as fuck.
It's a Tuesday night.
Because
the coffee's kicking in.
All day for Tuesday night. So yeah, they went ahead on that deal. They gave him all this money. And I talked about this on the bonus on YouTube when we were at Alley's making all the Jello shots. If he was still making that money year of $35 million a year, 34 a year, whatever the fuck, it's a joke. It's not even remotely close to market value. These guys are getting $45, $50 million. That is the ballpark now of a top of the line quarterback contract. So here's the fascinating thing with all this, because I think you're right in terms of they've been trying to develop Jalen Hurts to be this guy. It's the investment, second-round pick. He was the right guy to make the pick on. They put in the time to develop him. They stuck with him. They built around him the right way, and everything's coming up together where now he's a guy and you can pay this guy. But can you pay him top-of-the-line money? I mean, can you pay, I think he's developed to this is the perfect level to have a guy at. Because you look at him, it's like, all right, if they're going to pay him, let's say he's going top of the market. Lamar Jackson signs his deal in the offseason, whatever it is, and Hurts signs after him as all the salary cap keeps going up, as all these other quarterbacks. Because after that, the year after, this offseason, guys that could be up for deals. Joe Burrow, Tua, Justin Herbert. That's a lot of fucking money.
What? No love mentioned there?
Who?
Is he not going to take over Aaron Rodgers? Oh, that's weird. Really bad that the fucking Packers fucked up on not drafting Jalen Hurts too. Wonder why we're not hearing about that. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So. Like, that's the thing. The level of the contract, the amount of money that he's going to get paid, odds are, is a really comfortable place to be because that's the whole question. It's what kind of quarterback is he? Is he the best quarterback in the league? No, he's not. But when he's in the right situation, which is exactly what this team is right now, it's a well-built team. The roster is completely insanely good. The coaching is calling the right kind of plays for what this team is and who he is. They're getting the most out of everything.
Okay,
Can you maintain this?
Well, let me ask you this on that.
Sure.
If your best case scenario, 15-2, wins the Super Bowl. He's clearly the MVP at that point. What's your price? Because you're not my number's way out. My number's gone.
Yeah. He's the highest paid quarterback in the league.
Correct. And it's probably getting to a point where like you have to understand what Lamar Jackson wants. And just give that to him now, and then Lamar's going to get the bump from that.
Well,
is what I would assume.
Lamar is so interesting to me because thinking about these two guys, Lamar comes into the league. He's primarily a runner. He's got to develop the passing. He works on it for years. The problem is for him, as much as they tried to get all the weapons around him, running game, amazing. They took all these swings at wide receiver. None of them worked. Rashad Bateman is the first wide receiver worth a damn that he's had in Baltimore. That is the first guy. That's it. So, like, you look at Jalen Hurts in his situation. He's got all these weapons. He's got all these guys. They're making big plays. They're jumping over people. They're dominating the game and helping him, and he trusts them, and it makes it easier. So, like, he's been able to develop faster than Lamar did because he's just had better people to throw to. And I wonder if Lamar, it would be the same thing if he just had better receivers. They just couldn't do it.
Probably.
I mean, he's been going through his own slew of J-Jaw and Jalen Reagor and all. It just never worked.
Well, the Hollywood Brown thing was weird, and
it's just never worked out. But Lamar, I mean, he's got an MVP under his belt, and that's one of those things that gives him real fucking weight. So yeah, like if he goes and wins the Super Bowl, Lamar's going to get a top-of-the-market contract. I believe that. He's whatever that's going to look like in terms of guaranteed money. He's going to make at least $230 million over the life of the deal.
Yeah.
That is around what you're looking at. That would be his market value. Now, here, and I guess this is the other part, and to your point, you think Jalen Hurts is willing to sign a deal less than his market value to build a better team?
Yes.
I think so, too.
And I don't, like, I hate when we get in these discussions because it's always not really true. But but because of
maybe it is.
The only thing is just because of AJ's here, and I just think you can sell. Here's what I know: Howie can sell that they've helped him more than the opposite way. They've helped him get to this point. So that's what I think. Lamar acting as his own agent and like. To your point, like you haven't given me A.J. Brown. You have, in fact, you've traded away like Hayden Hurst. You've made some bad picks. Like there's so much leverage for Lamar. It's ridiculous. Jalen doesn't have all of that. He's got most of it, and I'd be ridiculous to say otherwise. But that's what I'm saying. If he's won the Super Bowl, this discussion's out, and now you're matching Lamar. As fast as you can.
It's funny to make another comp, but Joe Flacco.
Well, it is that. It's
right?
very much that.
It's kind of like another Ravens quarterback.
They're both on that trend. So, like, think about here's what's a crazy thought. We've talked about the Bills, and we've talked about all this, like, just contractually, football-wise, the city, all of that. If it's Ravens fucking Eagles, we have not talked about that. And, like,
oh my God.
Fuck Bills Eagles. If that happens, I'm scared for everybody. I don't know what Arizona's going to look like, but it's just going to be a bunch of birds. And like that. Think of that, like where it's Lamar versus Jalen.
And more importantly, John, it's Kyle Hamilton versus
Oh!
Yes. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if that was the Super Bowl?
That needs to happen.
That would be our Super Bowl.
Of this show, it needs to happen.
I think that would be our Super Bowl is Ravens-Eagles. That would really be it.
Everybody's saying Flacco.
Yeah, Joe. I went to school with Joe Flacco.
I know Lamar's the best in all that, but Tom Brady was the best in all that in 17. And Nick Foles, it just lines up really nice. God. All right, we'll see.
Good.
So, like, there's no option if that happens. But let's say it happens, and it's my alternate universe, or sorry, the future. We see the future at 12-5, NFC Championship game. They do make it into the Super Bowl. Kyle Hamilton gets a strip sack on Jalen Hurts, and it's fucking the worst offseason of my life, or something like that, right?
Can't believe you just said that out loud.
And
My God.
my mentions will still be empty, by the way. I know you motherfuckers won't say a goddamn thing to congratulate me, but that's fine. That's fine. It's fine. I love you, though.
I would say then 38-5 is exactly, and I want to be very clear on this. I am rooting for Jalen Hurts to get paid so much money and win a Super Bowl this year that I won't even care because it's not my money and they'll figure it out.
Well, that's the other question. I mean, look, yeah, this comes up all the time. I kind of hate this hypothetical, but I do have to ask you. I mean, do you really give a shit if he gets paid top of the line money if he wins the Super Bowl? Who cares?
No. I was ready to give Carson Wentz like I don't know, everything. Whatever I was living in.
The fattest cow.
The fattest cow in the land.
Which I guess he would take. I mean, he's probably got farmland like everywhere.
I could use that.
Yeah.
For my venison dumbass cheesesteaks.
Was that a real thing?
That was a real thing.
Oh,
Yeah, that was such
That's nice
a great
try,
pull
asshole.
by you, venison cheesesteaks.
But yes, so like, and then I'm gonna get you so excited by names that were possibly out like on shitty teams right now. And
Yeah, we'll get on the all-in train and some guys to trade for.
This is where 38-5 and like gives you a lifetime of like Andy Reid type appearances, I think, in the Super Bowl or championship game or whatever. They lose. Chip is massively on the shoulder. Lamar gets paid. Jalen only gets a good section of that. And now you're at 38-5, locked in for however many times. Then I think that's very doable. He's probably above Dak at that point. We're kind of referencing that. Like, I would say that his guaranteed money lands somewhere between 105 and 128 million full. Due at signing, all that stuff, somewhere around there.
Yeah, he's going to get over 100 million. It's just where it is now.
Yeah.
So, especially now that Sean Watson got 230 million fully guaranteed. I mean, Jesus Christ. So, yeah, that's where it's going to go. And this is the important thing to know, too. We've talked about this from time to time, but I kind of forget, and I want to make sure people understand this. Like, there's been whispers when it comes to the NFL salary cap, and they sound just like that the cap could go up in the next 2 years by by $60 million.
Yeah.
That is literally, you could sign Josh Allen today and just add him to the team. Anywhere. Any team in the league could just go, yep, Josh Allen, all the money in the world. There you go. All right, just join the current roster. We don't lose literally a single person. That is, it's him. It's him and 33% on top of that. You can get Josh Allen and then cut off his knees and then staple them back to the top of his head.
And he'd still be a better quarterback then. Daniel Jones.
There you go. I told you. I told you
he's so much better.
Yeah, he's a great backup. Yeah. He's a crappier Marcus Mariota, basically.
The current Giants or the 2022 Eagles. Thank you very much. Okay.
Yeah. So, but with the count, that's the thing though. 38.5 for your figure, 42 for me. Like, if the cap's going up 60 million, it is going to be a deal. It's going to be a deal very soon, and we will not care about any of this. Like, it's going to be okay, which is ultimately what you want, right? You want the window with all these young guys everywhere that all look so good. Offensive line, defensive line, wide receiver, tight end. Like, you just have safety now if you want to include Epps and Gardner-Johnson. Like, it's just, there's youth everywhere. You want that next window, and you're going to be able to figure that out.
And it'll just be, however this works out. You know, maybe you are like, John and Vince, you are fucking lowballing this dude, like, or whatever it is. I personally don't think so, just based on all the stuff what we discussed, but would love to hear from you in the Discord or text us 215-509-5833. This is going to be amazing, whatever it is, and I really think the motivation behind this, and I apologize if we brought this up already, but like, he doesn't have the fifth-year extension. And Burrow and Herbert and Love do, and you want to get ahead of that. Who cares what you pay Lamar? I don't think, again, unless it lands in the Super Bowl, you're not going to get Lamar money. You might get close to it-ish, but I just think there's way too much leverage there. There's too many fun things, and I'm going to tell you a lot about that in just a second because I pulled out like 4 liquid death cans for a multitude of reasons. I'm going to hand you one here too.
Yeah, because I've got empties everywhere. Let me just, I mean, here's one. Here's another. I've got one over here. Let me get
he's going all over now. He's under the desk.
People need to see them.
Yeah,
there you go. There's
number
another.
3, at least on the day. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because like I still need like 12 of these from Washington. Like I got to tell you guys, we went through every can possible. We were down to the last 3 cans when we all walked out at 12:05 p.m. to walk over to FedEx.
Which was over 3,600 cans, by the way.
3,600 cans showed up, and Mike from Liquid Death emailed us because, and I got to point this out, this is one of the greatest things of the weekend. Somebody from the Washington Post was at our tailgate, and there was some, I forgot her name, I apologize, but it's quoted in the Washington Post of like, I came here to basically kick ass, boo Carson Wentz, and go home. And it referenced that, like, as she said, and I'm sober, by the way, tap, 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 drinking, or, showing off her liquid death can to the reporter. I'm going, oh, my God, the post-game mortuarium of, like, Philly sports strips, liquid death, and all these people in this article are going, like, yeah, we are totally stone sober, and it's because of liquid death, and we're just here to boo. Thought that was the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah, that was the most Philly thing of all time, right? Like, yeah, I came down here to boo his ass, that piece of shit, Carson Wentz, motherfucker. And I'm sober, by the way, okay? This is liquid death, okay? It's not liquor. It's not liquor. I stopped drinking yesterday, okay? This is water.
I could just imagine it.
Fucking awesome.
And she was about 64 years old or something like that. So I couldn't imagine what
Party
those reporters think. It's like, I'm here to boo Carson Wentz and look at my liquid death can.
Yeah, so good. I love that. I love
Amazing. So wanted to give a huge shout out to everybody, but more importantly, Matt Richards and your buddy. I apologize. I forgot your name, pal, but like, you guys were awesome. You were wearing the the Princess Di Eagle shirt that's been going around, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, Princess Diana.
Had some brisket. I got some of Jamie's brisket.
Matt was tasting the brisket, which was absolutely amazing.
So good.
Everybody was blown away by that. The thing was gone in like an hour and a half, and he brought like two big boys down.
Full briskets.
Pete Burns, who was drop the S. Pete Byrne. I can't remember Pete. I'm so sorry. Terrible. Was with us too. Captain Kurt 93. Josh Fulfer. Keenan, who I didn't see down there.
Jason Fulfer.
Jason Fulfer. I'm sorry. I wrote down Josh because I'm an idiot.
You and names are just a little. It's oil and water.
The All About the Birds gang. Like, it was just, there were so many people all at once. It felt like it went on for days, but it was just like 3 hours. That's how intense it was. And like, I'm still recovering. That was really the point.
Yeah,
that's why I need all this today.
No, it was amazing.
It's unbelievable.
I want to give a shout out as well to Kanan Dorsey, who drove from Florida. He won from Draft Bingo, drove up from Florida, met him, his lady, had a nice conversation. It was fucking awesome, man. Like, it was so cool to walk around, see all these different people. People saw me. I had a beautiful jersey on, by the way.
A McNabb Washington jersey.
I was wearing a Washington McNabb jersey, which I think upset you, but that's okay.
That's you said it would, and that was perfect.
Yeah,
I'm pissed.
I warned people in the Discord. I was like, look, I'm buying the most cursed jersey I can possibly find, and I'm wearing it.
It worked. So I'll get on board by the end of the year.
Yeah, I got booed. I also got high fives from Washington fans, and then I yelled "Go Birds" at them.
They handed you the
rally towel that they were handing out to home fans when I got in the stadium. Like,
when's the last time you think a McNabb jersey went through FedEx Field that somebody was wearing?
Man.
There's no way people were wearing that.
No, nobody wants that jersey.
Maybe the night of the trade. I think that's the last time.
The only thing worse than a McNabb Washington jersey is a McNabb Minnesota jersey. That's the only thing. I should have gotten that for the week before. I blew it. But yeah, like, anyway, it was so cool to walk around in the tailgate and see everybody, meet people, and hear the people listen to the show.
Yeah,
like, I know people listen, but people be like, yeah, listen to this. I was like, wow, that's really cool. That means a lot. Thank you so much. So everybody on the bus, everybody at the tailgate, thank you so much.
It was outstanding. Thanks to Mike and Jamie over at Liquid Death. Like, man, that was huge. And they don't do that for everybody. In fact, nobody is what they told me. So. Thanks to you guys. We get to enjoy this. And, of course, the main man himself, Vince Rizzuto over at phillysportstrips.com. Oh, my God. That's why I can't wait for the tailgate on Sunday and all that. And we'll get into all that. But here's where I really want to get jacked up. They're buyers. The Eagles are buyers on top of all this stuff. Like, I want to revisit something that our good friend Chef Scott had mentioned on Twitter, and this was before Washington, and now I'm kind of, Taylor's kind of been back and forth with this player. I'm just going to say it out loud, Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Like, just finish him off. Just finish him fucking off. The Titans just want to rebuild this thing. Tannehill's not going to be here anymore. There's there's a $5 million problem you got to figure out between the trade or whatever it is. It's not exactly the most tradable contract, but it's not for a Super Bowl run, as we'd like to say. Who gives a shit? Like, can you imagine Derrick Henry here? You get AJ and him back together.
2 years.
You have a much better quarterback in this system, and you've got Devontae Smith on top of that. Like, there's another 1A wide receiver and Derrick Henry in the middle of November and January in this town. Fuck LeGarrette Blount. In terms of impact,
sweaty.
Are you kidding me?
I'm having hot flashes.
Derrick Henry back here, and I'm so
Vince
sorry
got
to say
the
this.
vapors.
You're probably with me. Everybody's with me now. Now here comes the hurting part. I'm so sorry. Bye-bye, Miles Sanders.
Wait, when's the hurty part? If I'm getting Derrick Henry.
You trade Miles Sanders and some stuff. You go make the Titans happy. You say, here's the wrecking ball. Fuck you, we're coming. That'll do it. We were looking for the thing. I was trying to find the thing. I'm all around Roquan Smith still, and I'm going, I don't know if this makes sense. I don't know if it's a real big luxury at this point, and I'm dogging to Kobe Dean, who I haven't seen for 3 weeks, and I apologize. I'm just getting impatient. But Derrick Henry's the answer. I can't get that. Like Scott said, and I go, no. So, Taylor, what's the deal? Why do you think his first step is gone? He looked really fucking good this past week.
Okay, yeah, this is the first 2 weeks it was like, oof, this is rough. Like, you're used to seeing him running over people.
Yeah.
It was like
fair.
he got like 2 or 3. Look, if he looks great for the rest of the season, I don't care.
Yeah,
Sure.
And for the Titans, like Taylor Lewan's out, right? So
Yeah.
he's done for the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Also, they don't have a wide receiver.
Like, everybody's telling you to hold your horses on Traylon Burks, huh? I guess I was right about that one too. Sorry.
How dare you?
We.
Yeah,
Not-
I mean, Robert Woods is a 2. I think he's a good player, but he's a 2. Like, they just don't they don't have anything, so everybody's going to collapse on Derrick Henry, and they're just like, fuck you, Ryan Tannehill, do something about it. So he can't.
I love watching Derrick Henry, by the way. It's not that.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
Which is why if he's in this offense, he's going to be fine. He's going to get all these one-on-one matchups with linebackers, and he's just going to be like, and he's going to truck people. Like, I think he would look amazing here. And from an Eagles standpoint, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Are you kidding me? Talking about Jalen Hurts and timing up the contract. He'd get the extension. He'd get the extension on a 4th year of the contract, which is next year. So it's not like he's getting all the money right now. Your salary cap next year is phenomenal, which means you've got 2 years with this team plus Derrick Henry to go win the fucking Super Bowl. Go win the Super Bowl. That's what it's all about. He has a massive all-in swing. When you're the Titans, you're paying for a running back that's approaching 30. He's had more carries than basically anybody. It makes sense for them to offload him. It sucks because you got tickets to sell, but fuck it. You gotta build a team. People come back when you build a team. Derrick Henry is not a part of your next window, whatever that is. So put him up. For the Eagles, you'd probably pay for trading at the deadline. He's making about $16 million this year. Probably paying in the ballpark of $7 million.
Yeah.
$7 million to get him on the cap this year. I forget what it is next year. Who cares? He's Derrick fucking Henry.
Yes,
get him here.
That's the big luxury, and that's what I would be like. Yeah, absolutely. And T's right. If there's, he's coming off a pretty major injury, so I can understand like, hey, oh shit, he must look really washed or whatever. But that's like, that gets me too all the time. And man, because there's a bunch of other names I think we can get into like later during the week, but like I'm more dead set on that than like Robert Quinn or
any Quinn is good.
Well, fair. I guess you'd have to
well, can I give you a guy?
Please.
Josh Jacobs.
Ooh.
Jalen likes it.
I mean the cheap version of it. Yeah, Miles has to stay here now though.
So why?
I mean, he's gonna stay. He's gonna stay here with Derek.
What did he do to you? What did he do?
It's not him. It's the position. It's just I'm still not sold. Sorry.
I mean, you don't have to be sold if he's the number 2 running back.
It's great.
Which is exactly what he would be.
I should want him here. I should want him here on a Super Bowl run. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He's got 5 yards a carry right now. He
Just
doesn't
saying,
even look that good.
If it
And
makes
he's
it a
getting
little
5 yards a
cheaper,
carry.
if it makes it a little cheaper for everybody, you don't want to lose weapons. There's no way. I don't think they would ever trade Miles Sanders. I'm just saying this would be a good opportunity.
So nice of you to compromise.
Yeah. So fine.
I have to because
Yeah.
he's been playing well.
We'll figure out a way to swap Miles and Josh Jacobs and like throw a pick in or something. We'll figure it out. We'll work.
Yeah,
the
we'll do
trade
you a
machine.
solid.
Thank you.
But here's the cool thing too about that is Josh Jacobs and Jalen Hurts are buddies, and there was that clip that I've seen circulating on Twitter of him and Josh Jacobs talking on the phone, like FaceTiming each other. So you get an Alabama guy in here, the energy stays the same. He's a young guy. He's still got plenty of years left to do it. He's looking for his second contract, so it's not like he's washed.
Yeah.
It's so you bring a guy like that, he's versatile, he's got power to him. Like that's a great addition.
New DC Nick Saban, anything's possible.
Yeah. See, there we go. Now, yeah, Jonathan Gannon's definitely getting a job if this team goes to the fucking Super Bowl.
Well, yeah.
He's out of here.
And then Vic Fangio takes over.
works
Fletcher
too.
Cox retires and/or goes to another team, and now you're officially a 3-4.
Yeah,
with Jordan Davis
and
coming
Brandon Graham, maybe we'll see. He looks good though. He looked really good. I mean, going back
Brandon
and
Graham
watching
looked awesome.
Washington last week,
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. Now,
He
granted,
looks great.
They've had some weak ass last two offensive lines, I would say, pretty bad, especially in the interior. But yeah, it still doesn't matter. You're crushing them. You're taking care of business. Which reminds me, and I want to keep this going. All right, let's start a list. Either in the Discord, you can join us there, bellonthebirdman.com. There's an invite that's always there, or text us 215-509-5833. Who do you want?
All right,
Who do you want?
I'm just going to add it right now. Do you want to just do a trade targets thread?
Yeah, trade targets thread because you might as well.
Done.
So the Discord's going to go, huh? What is this? And by the time you've heard this, now you know what it is.
I'm just going to label it trade targets for the Super Bowl. There will be no
So
mistake.
there you go. If you're new to Discord, just hit us up. We'll tell you how to, it's a little frightening at first, but really once you get the hang of it, it takes 2 seconds.
It's a chat room. Everyone's
Chat room.
friendly.
That's it. Quick comments. One, the Cowboys and Giants game last night was an embarrassment. I fell asleep on my couch, and there was no winners in that game. I know everybody's saluting and ranting and raving and trying to come up with storylines left and right for the NFC East, but
The Cowboys defense. I would say that's the winner.
yeah,
They've looked really good the past 3 weeks.
yes, they have. But Diggs is ball hawking and swinging and missing, and it's just
That's Diggs.
I know.
Yeah,
I just
that is what he does.
I will say the Giants' offense is. Did you guys get a chance to see? I mean, schematically, not talent. Schematically, holy shit!
And Shepard got carted off.
Yeah, that was really bad to see too. So they're not going anywhere.
They're done.
My New York Giants are dead.
White is not Dable's color, by the way.
No.
My God.
I did at one point last night think he was going to throw a shoe at the referee. I don't know if anybody saw that or not, but he had that look.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am not scared of either team. The Cowboys are still going to collapse happily, and I love the fact that there is a small section of national media just thriving this Cooper Rush thing. Great.
Yeah, that is great.
Go for it.
I love seeing all the Cooper Rush stuff. And it's, is he going to take Dak's job? And
Yeah.
Jerry's talking him up a lot and all. It's great.
Yes,
It's so
the guy
good.
that's been cut 7 times and has never held on as a backup or as a starter is going to take over as Dak Prescott is a $40 million exhaust pipe. I don't even know.
Mr. 4-0 as a Cowboy when he starts, by the way.
Mr. Cooper Gold Rush,
Yeah.
they should say.
Rush.
My goodness.
So just some exciting times for everybody, I think, coming up here.
There are.
Except for the Giants or Cowboys.
I'm watching the Titans highlights from the Raiders game.
Ooh, yeah. The 0-3 Raiders. Congratulations to another glorious.
Derrick Henry
fuck up
still
by
looks
them.
good.
All right.
We're back. Confirmed.
We're back.
He's back.
I think the first step thing still stands.
Okay. That's okay. He's going to have 8 feet of running room before he encounters anybody. He's going to be fine.
And then the only quick other thing I had was, speaking of that, Fletcher Cox, Jordan Davis, why he's looking good and all that stuff. Just watched it a few times this time, not 9 times, but all of the Jordan Davis reps where he's next to Fletcher Cox, and we kind of saw that a little bit. And this might scare you. Are you ready for this?
Huh?
It was most effective when Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Jordan Davis, Hassan Reddick were out on the field, and Brandon Graham drops back into coverage confuses everybody. It forces them to double Jordan Davis out of nowhere, and that has left Fletcher Cox one-on-one and Redick one-on-one every time that they've done it. Almost every time that they've done it. It's pretty amazing that the rookie. Somebody said this on Twitter that he's freeing up the $14 million man. That's Jordan Davis's job this year. I think we're starting to figure that out.
Which works. I'm totally good with that. And with the all the stuff you're talking about with the pass rush and guys dropping back, I was noticing that too. Like they're doing the 5-man fronts.
Yeah.
Which is what we were talking about. They went to 4 later in the game after they had like 7 sacks already. But they did a good bit of 5-man fronts. And the nice thing is, it's like, okay, if Reddick's and this is where I can deal with Redick being in coverage, is you have 5 men on the line. It's like Sweat, Hargrave, Cox, Davis, Redick, it's and like whatever. It's 5.
And Hargrave looked awesome too.
There's 5. Yeah. There's 5 like pure defensive linemen really that are on the field. You have all of them lined up like they're all going to pass rush. One of them is going to drop back. The whole idea is they're basically just covering the flat.
Yep.
And they're just going to pursue. So like that's okay. Pursuing a guy and trying to make a play like that, but having to actually like cover a tight end on a route is just like, don't do that.
Unless you're Roquan Smith, which he can do, and it's amazing. But I'd like to point out, as we close up the show, Vince Quinn has flipped completely on Jalen Hurts, and he's now an MVP that you should pay almost immediately, and he's okay with people dropping into coverage.
Into the flat, yeah.
Defensive, Redick, fantastic. I'm just loving all the Quinn love on this side of the mic. And really appreciate you watching, tuning in, subscribing, hitting thumbs up, getting the notifications on YouTube, and, the 5-star reviews wherever you are listening to this on your podcast platforms. It really does go a long way. And one more cool thing, we have a brand new partner that is entering the studio, and that is our good friends over at, can you believe this, Elio's Pizza.
Yay!
Hey! Welcome aboard,
buddy.
Guys. We're just going to do some fun, simple stuff, and at the end of each show, we're going to give you some free pizza. Literally that. 9 good old, big old slices of Elio's Pizza that I dearly love, and we'll tell you all about that, but more importantly, we're just going to send you our show sheet. I'm going to autograph it for you, give you some Elio's Pizza, and send it off and say, hey, thanks for listening. So we're going to send you an autograph show sheet, and is it – now this is – Taylor's just saying this is a little bit of a debate. Is it Elio's or is it Elios? Right?
Yeah. I've always said Elios.
And I think my girlfriend says Elios.
I've always said Elios.
Elios.
What's the little?
But I look at it, and
the mystery.
It looks more. It does look more like Elios when I look at it. But I said Elios.
Don't listen to me. Obviously, I can't. Like, how am I judging this?
And I'm listening to 10-year-old me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
I think I'm listening to 10-year-old me still.
So that's when I decided to make that opinion.
I think it's a divided subject. That's why
it is.
Well, text your Elios or well, I don't know.
Eel or L.
Send us a picture of an eel. Text us a picture of an eel
or
the running,
or a giant L,
or a giant L.
I mean, you can do that if you want to. Let's just make it easy. 215-509-5833. Send me the pizza. Right? Send me the pizza.
Send me the pizza.
We will draw a winner at least once a week. I think they're supposed to send us a bunch of coupons. They're keeping it a small surprise, but they said feel free, shoot them out. So we're happy to do so. And bonus, not only the show sheet and the little box that Vince Quinn was talking about was actually from our friends at Awesome Sauce, who developed this amazing gift box here. And as I'm showing everybody on YouTube, I'm lifting it up, and there's so many goodies that one fell out. But we're giving you 3 packets of Awesome Sauce, a little bit of her sour cream chips, some Righteous Felon beef sticks, which are the hickory and the spicy habanero, which Taylor absolutely loves. And then, of course, a can of the OG Liquid Death as well. So that was part of our gift package for the Washington trip, and figured we'd help you out. So we will send, well, not the one that Vince Quinn is eating.
No,
but
I just ate the beef jerky.
we will send this one out, the show sheet, and some Elio's Pizza to you simply by saying, give me the pizza at 215-509-5833. Subscribe, rate, review. Thank you so much for listening and watching once again. For Taylor Gradatis, that is Vince Quinn eating some wonderful beef sticks, and I'm John Barchett about to pound this Liquid Death and saying this is a Super Bowl team, and we can't wait to be on the run with you. Okay, bye.